Will the Senate please come to order? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Aquino, Senator Awa,
Excused.
Senator Chang, Senator DeCoit, Senator DeCourt,
Here.
Senator Dela Cruz, Senator Elefante,
Here.
Senator Favela,
Excused.
Senator Fukunaga, Senator Gabbard, Senator Hashimoto, Senator Ihara,
Excused.
Senator Inoue, Senator Kanuha,
Present.
Senator Kanuha, Senator Keoho Kalole,
Ill.
Senator Kidani, Senator Kim, Senator Lee,
Excused.
Senator McKelvey,
Aye.
Senator Moriwaki,
Present.
Senator Rhodes, Senator Richards,
Here.
Senator San Buenaventura,
Ill.
Senator Wakai. Mr. President,
Present.
21 present, 4 excused.
Thank you. The chair has read the journal of the preceding day and approves the same. Any introductions this morning? Senator Rhodes.
Thank you, Mr. President. Before I introduce the rest of my staff who came down to see Sarah's moment of contemplation, I want to introduce some old friends. Emilio Belay, would you please stand? He's responsible for me meeting my wife indirectly, so I owe him an eternal debt. His wife, Cassandra Nesmith, is also with him. They're visiting here. Their son, Maxwell, is serving in the Navy at Pearl Harbor. Thank you for being here. Please give them a round of applause.
Further introductions? Oh, I'm sorry, you are going to introduce your staff.
I was going to
now.
introduce
Yes.
my staff, if that's okay.
Yes, please proceed.
Jessica Faig has been my longtime legislative attorney. Glenn Young's my office manager. Moya Gray, I don't believe is here. Teddy Brokaw, legislative attorney. Amy Lowell Borland, committee clerk. Mia Ogata, legislative aide. Sarah Thorne, a legislative aide you've already met. Peyton Haygood, and legislative intern. And Mateo Cadiz and Braden Chung are interns, but they're not here till this afternoon. So thank you very much. And
Thank you.
thanks for being here.
Further introduction, Senator DeCoit.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd also like to introduce 2 special people from Kauai, our Kauai County Council Vice Chair, Kipukai Kuali, and Kauai County Council Member Bernard Carvalho. Welcome to the Senate. Mr. President, I would also like to recognize from our hotel tourism area and the beautiful event that was put on today. With us is HTA Kalani Ka'ana'ana, Daniel Naho'opi'i, Aaron Salah, and of course missing is Tyler Gomes and Chair Mufi Hanneman. Thank you for being here. Welcome to the Senate. Mahalo. Thank you.
So before going on, I don't want anybody to think that Senator DeCoit was in any trouble when I walked over to her. The council members from Kauai are of Portuguese ancestry. We have special guests from Portugal who have not yet arrived that she was going to introduce. I was just letting her know we may do a late introduction. Senator Kanuha.
Thank you, Mr. President. It is always a privilege to welcome our keiki to the state capitol. And today, I'm especially honored to recognize an amazing group of students and chaperones from Kahakai Elementary School, my alma mater, in Kailua Kona, who are joining us today in the gallery. When I call your name, could you please stand up to be recognized? And colleagues, if you could please hold your applause until the end, we'd really appreciate it. Student Council President Cohen Fedwick. I hope I said your name correctly. I was looking that up. And anyways, Student Council Vice President Lavaita Silva, Treasurer Levi Ezo, Secretary Kristen DeVito, Historian Adeline Adair, Sergeant-at-Arms Lauoha Elvenia, Junior Police Officer Cody Miranda, and 2025 Mayday Queen Riley Costales. We also have Principal Corey Takaki and Vice Principal Ka'ea Iglesias. Colleagues, please join me in giving a warm Senate welcome to the students and administrators from Kahakai Elementary School.
Tyler, Senator DeCoit, announce your name while you were not present. How about giving everybody a wave now that you have made it? Do we have any further introductions? Senator Kim.
Mr. President, thank you very much. Joining us in the gallery today are 4 students from the University of Hawaii Schuyler College of Business Travel Industry Management Program. These students are a mix of Ho'olina scholars and Hilton scholars. And so please rise when I call your name. Sally Sichowarja, Leslie Ann Augustin, Kana Wang, and Matsumi Iwai, and accompanying them are academic advisor Caitlin Tilly, and Director and Professor Dr. Daniel Spencer, and we welcome you to our State Senate. Thank you.
Do we have any further introductions? If not, Madam Clerk.
On page 1, Governor's Message numbers 713 to 717 transmit nominations to various boards and commissions.
File. Oh, Governor's Message numbers 713 to 717 are referred in accordance with the referrals listed on the order of the day.
Governor's Message number 718 withdraws a nomination to the Board of Directors of the Hawaii Hurricane Relief Fund.
File.
On page 2, Introduction of Measures, Senate Concurrent Resolution numbers 51 to 67 and Senate Resolution numbers 33 to 51 for referral to committee.
So ordered.
Referrals and re-referrals.
Referrals and re-referrals are made in accordance with the supplemental orders of the day that may be filed later today.
No further business, Mr. President.
Are there any announcements today? If not, the chair has one announcement. The deadline to file Senate concurrent resolutions and Senate resolutions for introduction with the clerk's office is at 4:30 p.m. this afternoon. Senator DeCoit.
Mr. President, I rise on a point of personal interest.
Please proceed.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming out today at Tourism Day at the Capitol. I think this year, our 8th annual, was an amazing year as they were able to share a lot of what they're doing and showcase many of the industry folks that have been put abroad. I'd like to give special attention, of course, to HTA, to HVCB, to CNHA, Kilohana. What an amazing job and making such a big turnout. They've been super instrumental with our youth and the new programs that we have infused into the tourism industry. So I'd like to give a big shout out and thank you all for coming today. And as you guys make your way around and they're starting to clean up, if you do, stop by and say aloha. Thank you, Mr. President.
And then Senator DeCoit, our guests have not arrived, but they have been here since yesterday. They were touring the archives where they were paying special attention to the Portuguese immigration, and later this afternoon in the tour of Iolani Palace, there is also a reference to some of the Portuguese arrivals here. So if you could just read what you were going to do, so we'll at least have their names here in the journal, but the archives must be fascinating.
Thank you, Mr. President, and on behalf of all Portuguese and my job that I've done to contribute to the Portuguese heritage, I would like to thank you, Mr. President. Visiting us from Lisbon, Portugal, are members from the Luso American Development Foundation, also known as FLAD. FLAD is a private, nonprofit, financially independent Portuguese institution that strives to promote the development of Portugal, the Portuguese, and the Portuguese descendants in our communities through the cooperation with the United States of America, as well as the Native Hawaiians that have incorporated their bloodline into the Portuguese. So joining us, which should have been today, and they were in the gallery, is the president of FLAD, Nunon Moraes Sarmento, Director for Transatlantic Relations, Miguel Vaz, and Coordinator of the Transatlantic Relations, Lenore Barroso. So I'd like to thank them for being here and getting to know more about our culture. And of course, they are also part of tourism. So I would just like to say thank you. Mahalo, Mr. President.
Thank you. If there are no further announcements, the chair has one. The deadline to file Senate concurrent. I did this already. Senator Wakai.
Mr. President, I move that the Senate stand in recess, leaving the Journal open until 4:30 p.m. for the receipt of Senate concurrent resolutions and Senate resolutions. And I further move that the Senate reconvene at 11:30 a.m. on Monday, March 10th.
Senator Decourt.
Mr. President, I second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded. If there are no objections from the members, the Senate will stand in recess, leaving the Journal open until 4:30 p.m. and will reconvene at 11:30 a.m.